Hello there, Kathy Donovan Wagner, your retail maven, and I'm so glad you're here today because today I'm here to make sure that you have all the information possible, everything you need to make sure that your Planning Palooza is as effective and as powerful as I know it can be. It's like I said to you in the masterclass, retailers, more than I think most any other business people, need this kind of thing set aside so that you can make sure that you have all the plans made for this year to make sure that the next 12 months are as powerful as you want them to be, as much as you dream, as powerful as you dream they can be, right? Remember what I said? So if you hold your hand up in front of you, it's like, here is what you want to get to. Here's where your dream is. And here's where the reality is, where you are right now. And the only way to get from here to here, from your reality to your dream, is to take these 3 steps, is to have a pick of these 3 steps. You have to have planning. That's what we're going to do today, right? You have to have implementation. That's what the whole point of the Planning Palooza is to make sure that you have all the planning you need, and then it's broken into the implementation that you need. And then C, you've got to have commitment. You've got to be committed to taking yourself from being here, your reality, to getting all the way over here to where your dream is. I really want you to have a picture of this, a picture, P-I-C, so that you can get there. All right, so just 1 second, and I'm going to put the slides in, so I'm going to share the screen, and you can see what we need to do. All righty. There we are. All right, so welcome, welcome. Let's get this Planning Palooza pre-work all set up, shall we? Are you ready to make the most of our time together? That's what the point of all this is, right? Is to make sure that we have the most of our time together. All right, whoops. And hey, what I want to make sure that you're doing is that you have a chance to say hello in Facebook, because that Facebook group, it's not a long-term one. I know you're part of other things, but what this point is it's just for this time that we're together, that you're all on the same page, literally the same Facebook group, and sharing what your insights are about this. It's really important. You're going to go so much farther with having this help of all these other people, right? That's the point of it. And the next thing is that I can tell you that those who come prepared get the most done at these Planning Paloozas. And any question you have beforehand gets you exactly what you need. If you go to your resource page, there's a place there where you can click and you can make sure that you're entering any questions that you have ahead of time, so that I can make sure that if there's something you want me to deal with ahead of time, that I deal with it. This is the exact same thing that we have all of our clients do too, right? Is we have them think about the time that we're going to have together, and we have them, we ask them to fill out a progress form so that they know where they've come from and what they still need to do. It really helps keep the time focused and most productive. And listen, be in front of your computer, not on the run. Give yourself the gift of uninterrupted time, where you can focus on this. That's the whole point of these 3 hours, is focusing on and getting this accomplished. And I want you to come with a sense of possibility and play. It's so exciting what you're going to do here. We're going to help you to think bigger and have fun, more fun than you thought possible. And bring your completed pre-work. And that's what I kind of want to go over first of all. So first you started there with your rear view mirror exercise, where we looked back to look forward, right? Then the next thing that we did, oops, sorry guys. The next thing that we did is that we went on to the 19 powerful questions that were in the guide. And then the next thing was looking at those missing pieces check-in to see what's where I gave you some other ideas about what you could do to generate some additional income. And then from there, you created your master list of intentions, right? Your master list, your brain dump of all your ideas. And then you took that information and put it on your annual planning worksheet and divided it out between goals and in priority projects, and then ongoing systems that you would use. And then that last column was who you were going to be in order to make sure that you could stay as committed as possible, right? Then the next step was the calendar up there, right? I asked you to put in, I'm going to ask you to put in all of your personal things. Well, you'll see in 1 second, I'm going to talk about it. And then based on what your personal activity is, then I want you to put everything into the quarters. And down in the bottom there, I want you to put in what ongoing activities are that you have. So let's review this quickly. So in that rear view mirror exercise. You're really gathering clues of what you did last year and how it could be, and what could be better this year, and what was fun last year that you want to do again this year. And then you went through those 19 questions, which I specifically put together to show you what was possible, to get you just to start thinking about ideas, right? To sort of start the process rolling for you. And then we went into those missing pieces. Are there some other revenue generating activities that you haven't thought of? And so that's what that was the next thing I did. And in general, with all of these, don't overthink it. Just go with your first thought, write it down, and stand in what's possible. Keep your inner critic at bay, meaning don't write down things and then think, oh, geez, I'm not ever going to be able to accomplish that, because that's not true. You will be able to. That's the point. And so, and also make sure that you're taking a look at last year's calendar. That's really important. So then you dump everything onto this master list of intentions. You just throw everything on there that you can think of. Everything, no editing, keep the, there's no way I can do this. There's no way I should be thinking of it. Just throw it all down there. Bring it all together into one big master list. And we're going to hang on to this, because next year you're likely going to use it again. So put it all there on that one list. Make sure that you get through that. Because when it's on paper, then it's so powerful to have things written down. And don't worry about the order. Remember what I said here, no editing at all. And they can be goals, projects, actions. It's really your dream list, right, of what you want to get down. And don't worry about the how. The how does not matter. It plays no part in this. That's not the important thing here. You've got to be able to get messy and play with this. That's why I keep using this image, because you just want to think of anything at all that you could possibly do. What is it that you would like to do? What is it? Just take a guess. Have fun. Just write it down. That's what I want with you. This will make such a difference in terms of creating the powerful plan for the next 12 months. And don't hesitate to use that Retail Business Foundations checklist that I gave as the bonus for this. It's on the bottom of your Planning Palooza page, which is retailmavens.com/Palooza, because this will give you some good ideas about other things you might like to, other projects you might want to take on that you don't have all under control yet. It's a really powerful thing for it. So that's where you can find that at. And so you do that master list of intentions, and now it's time to edit the list. And your question has to be, do I want to do that? That's what your next question has to be. I want you to be utilizing that list of conscious decision making and determine, is this something that's important for me to do? Or is it not so important this time? Remember I used that example of how I had the idea that I should be writing a weekly article for our local newspaper. And then I just realized that, yeah, it's a great idea, but it wasn't going to be fun for me. And so that's why I decided not to do that. And so that's why when I looked through my conscious decision making, the answer to that question was no. So I right away knew not to do anything else with it. Think about all of this. Does it give you an opportunity to grow? Is it aligned with your core values? And will it move you forward to the vision that you want? But is the opportunity cost worth the likely gain? That's where that came down for me about writing an article, is that the time and the cost that was going to be related to that opportunity wasn't worth it to me. There was other things I would have rather done. Do you have the capacity to execute this? And so I decided that I didn't really. I was going to have to create a way of making more capacity so that I could do it. So that's what I want you to make sure that you're looking at too. What else is possible? Just keep asking yourself, what else is possible? So when you go through all of the items on your sheet, asking these questions on your master list, that's when you pick up your annual planning worksheet. And when you divide things into goals, priority projects, or ongoing actions. There's some examples that I gave you on the sample template that's there. And remembering that goals are specific numbers. Projects are like one-time things. So even if it's going to be an ongoing action, like doing a weekly e-zine, you still have the priority project of developing the template for it, right? So that's what you need to do. And then I want you to think about who you need to be in order to achieve this. And how do you want to feel? Because that's what you're going to go back to and touch when things get a little harder. And I'm going to specifically deal with that also during the Planning Palooza. Brand new learning I had. So this takes your master list and allows you to categorize it into these different sections. And then remember the secret, which is that we're just making this up right now. It's not as if one thing's better than the other. It's just throw everything down and just categorize everything where it needs to go. And then any questions you have about it, bring them to the Planning Palooza. That's why I'm here, is to look at it and tell you what things will get you the greatest amount of leverage, what will get you the greatest amount of return for the least amount of effort, right? So don't forget that. And listen, this is crucial. This is something that we didn't talk about that I want to make sure that you're doing. Priorities come first. So I want you to look at your calendar and I want you to design your store around your life. So this is what you have to look at. I want you to first, that's right, first, put in vacations and holidays that you want to take. First, right off the bat, that's what you should do. The second thing, so when are their birthdays and family events? You know, like, so my daughter got married, so I set off a whole time. And in fact, not enough time. I should have taken more than, I only took one day off beforehand. I should have taken 2. So put all that stuff in right now and declare it. I didn't declare it enough. And so that's one change I would have made for the next year. Declare right now when your events are going to be. And right, of course, you're going to have to take some trade shows into account. Okay. But I put birthdays and family events first because, you know, balance trade shows. Maybe you don't need to go to as many as you went to this past year, because it's most important that you set your priorities straight and that you don't feel held hostage by your store. And that's why we're planning all this, so that doesn't happen. Are there any other service obligations you have, or, you know, like where you donate your time somewhere, or you're involved with a committee and they have a big fundraiser or whatever it is? Make sure you put that in. And then last but not least, any and all seasonal promotions. Like, do you always do an open house? Do you do a big sidewalk sale with a tent in the summer? Whatever it is, those are the main priorities that you have to put in first onto a calendar, either a hard calendar like this, or in a Google Doc, either way. And then you can take everything that was on your annual planning worksheet and you can put it into the quarterly view, because you'll be able to see using that calendar, you'll be able to see with a quarterly view. That's what I actually like about using this format of a calendar, is it allows you to see quickly what's going on. We have one of these in our office, just a big, one of those big ones that you write on. And so then when you're starting to look at the different quarters, you can see where you're busy and not so busy. And so you can put it in where you need to put it in. It gives you a time and place for every project. So what will you do when? What needs to come first? What are those foundational activities that you know that need to come in Q1 so that you can execute on something in Q3? Many foundation things go there in Q1. And then any sort of monthly actions that you want to do, you should list in the bottom box there. You know, that's what that monthly activity means. So like, you know, 4 e-zines, 4 newsletters a month, or something you want to do for social media, or sending out, I have one client that actually sends out still hard birthday cards, you know, like they send up regular birthday cards. So that's a monthly activity you have to do. So put all those there and give yourself space and time. You don't ever do that, do you? That's what you're going to do here. You see how we're already putting some margin in your life because of how you're doing all of your family stuff first. You're setting all those priorities first. So that's what we have to do here. So we're going to go through those 3 exercises: the rear view mirror, the 19 questions, the missing pieces. You're going to do your master list of intentions. You're going to utilize the conscious decision making, and then put things on your annual planning worksheet. You're going to do the calendar, filling it in with all your personal events and what I talked about. And then you're going to do the quarterly overview. So you're going to fit things in there. That's how it works. That's how it works. Congratulations! Woo-hoo-hoo! I am so excited. I can't tell you how powerful this is going to be as you bring all of that to the Planning Palooza. Get as much done as you can so that I can help you through any questions you have about it. All right? It'll make such a big difference when you've done pre-work for this. Remember that you're doing it once, and the time is worth it. These next 12 months are going to be so significant and powerful for you. I just can't wait. So your next steps are to come with as much done as you possibly can. Be ready to make huge progress. Do whatever you need to do to be ready. Do you need to meditate? Do you need to pray? Do you need to go for a run? Do you need to have a lot of coffee? Whatever it is, but be ready to make huge progress. And come willing to share questions and challenges that you've had. That is will be able to help, you'll be able to help other people with that too. The more you're willing to talk like that, the more you're able to help other people. And be open to a whole new perspective of planning that you haven't gone through before. You've never done this before, I know. And that's what's so exciting. And make sure that you say hello in the Facebook group, okay? Because we really want to know what big, huge things you're planning for this year. What is your biggest, how can I say this? What is your most exciting project goal that you want to take on this year? Share it with us, because we are going to make this year your big year. It is time for your breakthrough. And what I know for certain is that support and guidance accelerates success. Support and guidance accelerates success every time, every time. What I know is that you could do it alone, but you're not alone. And I love this African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And that's what this is all about. This is all about going together and going far. All right, I will see you on the Planning Palooza. I cannot wait to see you all there. It's such an honor to be able to share this time with you. And it's going to be fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And it's going to go faster than you can imagine. All right, thanks very much, you guys. I'll see you there. Bye.